Hello, I'm Clinton Hall and I'm just here in my market garden and harvesting tomatoes, and I wanted to share a story of something that I witnessed yesterday, and I wanted to give you my perception on a movement here in Australia, and it's called the Fuck Cancer movement. Okay, you may have seen it. If you're here in Australia, you'll see these big stickers on the back of cars or on the front of cars, and that is exactly what it says. It says fuck cancer. Now, every time I see one of these stickers, I immediately feel for the individual that is driving around with such anger towards a human condition which is purely an expression of the current health of our society. You know, I don't believe that most people understand how cancer works, but what cancer is it is a failure of your body to be able to operate at an optimum and symbiotic level at the cellular level. So what cancer is, it is when your body, you have two protection mechanisms against damaged, degraded or mutant cells. And the first one is called apoptosis. So that is when a cell that is damaged in a healthy living body will put its hand up and say to the other cells around it, I'm sick, I'm not well, I'm not connected to the rest of this wonderful operating system, which is the human body. It is time for me to go. So this cell literally puts its hand up for suicide, and then what happens next is phase 2, which is autophagy, which is when the white blood cells, the immune cells, come in and they gobble that damaged cell up, and then they regurgitate it and turn it into energy or whatever happens. I'm not 100% sure of what happens beyond that. This is how a healthy body operates, a connected system of cells talking and communicating with each other in symbiosis, alerting of them when things are right, when things are amiss, and it operates in flux. So if you are living a low tox life, a low stress life, and you're eating healthy foods, maintaining some good sleep, managing your stress, drinking plenty of clean water, generally the result will not be cancer. Okay? But what we have been told in the media, told in the news, told in the education system, told by a government that cancer is a disease, okay? We are under attack from cancer. So what is the best mechanism of defense? It's attack. And what happens is this gets us into a state of fight or flight. So now humans in this world of 2025, and we actually know how the human body works. We know how we can support a healthy body to mitigate the risks of cancer developing. Instead, we are told that we are in war with cancer, that we need to fuck cancer, that cancer is the enemy. And what happens is it literally creates a generation of people who are disempowered. Okay, we are now here in Albury, where I live. There's a huge cancer centre. It now takes up over like 60% of the entire hospital. Now, ultimately, this is a general hospital, which is, for different wards, palliative care, paediatrics, God knows whatever else happens in a hospital. I don't go there. But it is being taken over by cancer. It's almost as if our society has accepted that this is normal, that 1 in 2 humans will develop cancer over their lifetime, instead of us addressing the fact that if your body is not connected and communicated with itself and its environment, that you will not develop cancer. And then what happens is, again, we then become in a state of stress and angst against cancer, instead of realizing that we are in control. We choose our lifestyle, we choose our habits, we choose how we show up in the world and how to look after our bodies, but we are disempowered because we are told, we literally believe that cancer is a disease, but it's not a disease. It's a condition of your body not being able to communicate at a cellular level. So the story goes, whenever I see fuck cancer, I feel compassion. I feel sad for these people who are so angry, most likely because they've lost someone. They're still grieving, and they have not been able to give themselves the grace or the time or the love or the compassion to heal, to accept that cancer is not the enemy, but it is purely a feedback mechanism of the way that they are living their lives. Okay, the modern world, our modern homes are full of toxins, are full of poisons. You know, we go out into the environment where there's microplastics everywhere, there's air, there's toxins in the air, there's everything, you know, everywhere we go. But we are not told that this is the reason for mutant cells, and because we are in usually a state of metabolic inflexibility because of our high sugar, highly processed diets that we're living in, or that we're exposed to toxins that we usually wouldn't be if we're not wearing natural clothes or natural fibers on our bodies. This leads us to a state of disconnect. And the same happens on the macro level, okay? If you are a human that is not feeling connected to the whole, then what happens? You isolate. And then what happens when you isolate? You feel depressed. You cut yourself off from the collective, from the community. You need to understand that we are communal creatures. We are societal creatures. We have developed and adapted and evolved as a community, as a tribe. This is the way it's always been, and this is the way that it always will be. Okay, when we lose that ability to connect and communicate in a clear way with our tribe or with the greater collective, then what happens? It breaks down. Okay, so there's my story. I would love your insights on that. I don't believe that we should fuck cancer. I don't believe that cancer is the enemy. What I do believe is that as individuals, we need to be empowered to understand, one, what cancer really is and how it occurs in the body, and what we can do to prevent it from occurring. Okay, the further we skew away from natural living and the lives that we were designed by God to live, the more likely we are to have a body which is purely glued together by the fabric of the modern world: pharmacology, pharmaceuticals, allopathic health. Here's another drug, here's another pill, come back tomorrow. It's okay. People living their lives with cancer but propped up on meds. You know, this is not the way that we were meant to be living our lives. We are meant to be living our lives of vitality, of energy, of purpose and connection. And until we actually realize that and empower ourselves, we are the ones who are fucked. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this. Purely just sharing anecdotes over the weeks as I build this channel. It's heaps of fun. So